Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't get this smile off my face. Genuinely, he's only cost 6 million, and we think he is absolutely brilliant. He's back. He is back. Honestly, I am so buzzing. Genuinely, this is the highlight of the window for me. Yes, we've brought in some great players. Carl Rushworth is back. Caleb Urenke, who's a top player, only 20 years old, bags of potential. Arella Mender from Frankfurt. We've brought back genuinely my favourite ever Coventry City player. I've been following this club for 20 years, and I speak to the slightly older generation. They talk about Hadji, Chippo, Whelan, them players with a little bit of flair. And I don't think I really had that when Coventry were dropping down the leagues. Then Gustavo Hamer, that was my Chippo, Hadji. Just a player that could grab the game by the scruff of the neck, create something out of nothing. And I am so buzzing. He's going to be playing for us in the Premier League. In football, no matter how good a player is, you're not going to remember every goal they scored, every pass they made, every chance they created, every assist they made, everything they said and everything they did. But one thing is definitely for certain, you'll always remember exactly how that player made you feel. And well, 3 years ago today, I said this.
Midnight last night, Gus Hamer signed for Sheffield United. Just to put it out there, because it's probably the last time I'm going to mention him on this channel.
That first bit's a little bit awkward because here I am making an entire video on the bloke.
Best player I've ever seen play for Coventry City. He's way better than Sheffield United, and that's what's done my head in. He's always been way too good for us. He always has. So, thank you, Gus.
Now, all these people that are saying that Hamer gets nowhere near our team, he's playing the Jamie Allen role, he's only been playing 20 minutes a week. On his day, Hamer is one of the best players in the Championship, step up to the Premier League in a team that he wants to play for, a team that want to be competitive and stay up. Oh, but Gustavo Hamer's a little bit fat. Anyone could lose a bit of weight. You think players come back every summer in pristine condition? Of course not. So I have borrowed my brother's headphones and I'm going to be reacting to some of Gustavo Hamer's best Coventry City goals, ladies and gentlemen. Lockdown season feels like a lifetime ago. Look at that. Edge of the box, first time finish. Every time. I know I'm showing clips on the Championship, but a player, edge of the box, first time finish, quick reactions. Oh, Watford away. He scored a great goal here. I don't know whether it is this. I think it is. Watch this if you've never seen it before. Ben Foster. Absolutely done. I want to move on from the lockdown season. Let's get to the real stuff. You give Gustavo Hamer a chance to cross the ball into the box. It's a perfect cross. Whether that be on a corner, whether that be on a free kick, you give him the chance to have the ball in a dangerous area. A free kick, the goalkeeper's got to be paying attention because it's going to be troubling him one way or another. Here we go. Under the Hamer cross. Michael Rosehead is again. Fulham away. Hamer on the corner, whipped in. Goal. Fulham this season, by the way, unbeatable. Mitrovic up front, scored against every team in the Championship other than Coventry. We were the only team he didn't score against, and the only team they didn't get a single point off all season. We beat them home and away. Once again, another example of how good his set pieces are. Birmingham away. Oh, this was the Callum O'Hare day. Look, another corner. Oh, watch this. I remember this. Bang. Keeper is not stopping that. I remember being in the away and literally right behind the goal. You're not going to be able to see me. It's Kenilworth Road. But as he gets the ball here, you're hearing shoot, shoot, shoot. If that's any other player on the pitch, why would he shoot? But this is Gustavo Hamer. He's got a bit of space, looks up, takes a touch, and it's here where he shoots. Look at the space he's got here. He's seen that. Bang. Goal. No other player on that team, no player on the Coventry team last season is doing that. I just feel like every goal he scored in his first stint here was magic. Rotherham away. Oh, this was a good day. Look at Hamer. Picks up the ball. Defender gets nowhere near him, looks up, and look at the space Gyökeres is in. The link-up play that these two players had was unbelievable. And if Hamer has half of that with a Hadji Roy, with a Thomas Asante, it's going to be so crucial next season. Here's Huddersfield away. I'll be honest with you, I was absolutely steaming this day. This is the first time I've seen that goal. Fair play, Gus. Oh, Blackpool away. I was steaming at this game as well. QPR. Now, this was a game I was not steaming at. And just the link-up play between Hamer and Gyökeres this day was unbelievable. An all-timer of an away day for anyone that was there. Great link-up play between Hamer and Gyökeres. And this one, again, Gyökeres in space. Hamer, the keeper makes a save and he just smashes it in. You won't be able to see me, but when I tell you I'm on the back row of the lower tier, like lower tier at QPR, I don't know why it's not the away end anymore because it is actually so underrated. Just unreal scenes that day. Like, it was so class. Like, even though we didn't get promoted this season, this was the first season, at least as a Championship club, I had so much hope. Wait, is that Clem? Oh my God. It's Clem. And then again, Hamer, over to Gyökeres. Just the link-up play that these two had, for me, the best partnership I've seen. Sorry, I can't just move on to this because this was unbelievable. As I was saying, this was the first season I really felt some belief going to watch Coventry City that we would make it to the Premier League. And if you just said to any Coventry fan at this game at Ewood Park, who is our best player, Gustavo Hamer would have been as common of an answer as Victor Gyökeres. But what is about to happen here is genuinely my most favourite Coventry City goal. For those that don't know, I took a little bit of break. I didn't vlog for a couple of years. So from the lockdown season to the end of this season, I didn't vlog. And then the Luton playoff final was basically my return. It was when I decided I wanted to do it again. If there was one game in that period, I went to every game home and away, that I wish I had a vlog, it would have been this game. Simply for my reaction of this moment. One of the craziest things I've ever seen watching Coventry City. So, for context, we're 1-0 down. Ewood Park. Hamer's on a corner. You know it's going to be a good cross into the box. Ben Wilson. I lost my SHI. Ben Wilson! That is unbelievable. And then Middlesbrough away. This is last game of the season. We needed something to get into the playoffs. Hamer, look at that. Finish. Again, he can literally put the ball anywhere he wants. And he did the exact same thing at the same ground a week later. It was just down the other end. Ball's over. Hamer takes his time. Takes a bit too long, to be honest. But still, puts the ball into the back of the net. And that's all we needed. One of my favourite moments, genuinely, following Coventry. And that goal led us to here at Wembley. Now, not to put a dampener on it, because I've actually felt a little bit better about this playoff final since we were promoted to the Premier League. But I think that day we all had a bit of realisation as Luton were on their way to the Premier League. We were back in the Championship for another season. That Victor Gyökeres and Gustavo Hamer, our two best players, had at that point deserved a move to a big club. Victor Gyökeres would go to Sporting Club de Portugal, win back-to-back league titles, be the top scorer over in Portugal, play in big Champions League nights, and eventually last season got his move to Arsenal and won the Premier League. But still, we all said Gustavo Hamer was a better player than Gyökeres. And technically, some of the things that Hamer would do, I think as fans, we were warranted to have this opinion. And now Gyökeres, I'll be perfectly honest, is probably better than Hamer. But when I said that he's way too good for Sheffield United, I think we were all a bit deflated that that's where he ended up. Sheffield United, that season, they were in the Premier League, went on to have one of the worst Premier League seasons ever. They were honking. And for the past 2 years, he's been stuck in the Championship. Sheffield United got themselves to a playoff final and lost to Sunderland. Last season were very mediocre. He's now 29, and the best run he's ever really had in football was the 2-3 year stint he had at Coventry. So he's back, and I am absolutely buzzing about it. My favourite player, genuinely my favourite player ever. I can sit here and talk about all the good players we've had over the past 2-3 years. We would not have had this great team that have got us to the Premier League, got us to an FA Cup semi-final, if we never sold Gyökeres and Hamer, because that Hamer money would have paid for the likes of Mason Clark, would have paid for the likes of Milan Van Uwijk, Haji Wright, Sakamoto. I just can't wait to see Hamer playing in the squad with all these players that we've got to know and love over the past couple of seasons. Plus all these new signings that we've brought in as well. I think it's going to be a fantastic season in the Premier League. I'm feeling more and more confident by the day. And despite Gustavo Hamer being in the Championship for the past 2 seasons, for £6 million, I think it's a brilliant signing.